Hi everyone, this is Lolly. Tonight I wanted to make a pop-up card to go under this flip, and this is a flip book that I just did in my last tutorial about how to make flip books out of greeting cards. So that's the size this is. So I'm going to show you how I'm making this pop-up for this size, but you can really adjust this to any size card you want. All you have to do is to look at the size of the cover of your pop-up. And so we're going to measure inside. I don't want to go all the way to the edge, just a nice card that would fit on the inside, leaving a border. It's 4.5 inches. We have to double the length, and so that would be 9. And then this is 3.5. So 3.5 by 9 inches will make the perfect size pop-up for this. So to save time, I've already cut out a piece of cardstock. I used something super bright so that you could see. And I did my measurements in a dark Sharpie marker, so again, so that you could see. So working with the back side of your card, you want to find the middle of that card and draw a line down there. So since this was what I said 9, so this is 4.5 inches right across. And then we want to measure from, let's see if I can find a good pointer here. From the center line to the left, we want to do a line that's 3/4 of an inch away from here. And from here to here, a line that's 1 3/4 away from the center line. You only need to draw that line about halfway or toward the middle. And then from the bottom up, we want to draw a line that's 1.5 inches. Nope, that's not the right measurement. It's 1.5. We want 1 1/4. That, I'm glad I caught that. 1 1/4 inches. So 1 1/4, 1 1/4. That's why we do this. We catch our mistakes. So 1 1/4 inches out. Basically, all I want to make sure, yep, that's correct, is that from here to here is 2.5 inches, from here to here is 2.5 inches, but they're just a little offset from center. That's what's important, is that they're offset. This one's further back than this one. So again, you can pick any distance you want here. You just want to make sure that the distance from this line to this line is the same thing as the distance from this line to this line, and that they're not equal distance from the center line. In other words, one of them is set off from the first one. Okay, that's all that's important. And then all we're going to do is we're going to cut a slit from here to here, 2 slits from this line to this line, and 2 slits from this one to this line. Do not worry about how parallel your lines are. Just get it a little bit away from the edge. What's more important is that these lines are straight. Okay, so this one you can just eyeball, and I'm not even looking at my grid lines. I'm just cutting a line. Like again, it does not matter if these lines are perfect. They do need to go through all the way though. Okay, so I cut from here to here and from there to there, and now I'm going to do another one, and it doesn't matter exactly where they're placed. It's all up to you, so don't sweat the small stuff. And another line from there to there. And it also doesn't matter if this slit is as wide as that one. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to get a scoreboard, and if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just use a ruler and your bone folding tool. So what we're going to do, remember how on this one here, both of these lines are equal distance away from the center line, okay? We're going to score all along here except for this one, which is offset. See, it's not centered, it's offset. We're going to score everything down the center line except for that. So go down, oops, you'll kind of hold your paper in line because it's all cut up. And then we're going to score along the ends of each of these bands. Oops. There, there, there. And only one more score. See, this one has a score in the middle. This one has to have a score anywhere between that line and this line. So just pick a place. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. I can't find it. There we go. Okay, so all we have to do then, turn that over so you won't see all your marking lines there. And you would do this in pencil, all these lines. You wouldn't do it in Sharpie. All we're going to do is bend both of these out toward us, creasing at the ends here. Crease here, crease there, crease there. And so this really needs to be cardstock instead of lightweight paper. Give it a nice good crease. Okay, and then you have this. You can put it either way you want. I like it this way. I like this one to be really short. This one here, you could do it this way, but this is really tall. I like it this way. So that when you put it in your card, you can glue embellishments right on here, and they would pop up at different heights. And I just happen to have one done to show you over here. Okay, let's see if I can get this from the side angle so you can see the depth there. This one is lower than that one, and the way that is caused is by having one of these, like I said, one of these is equal distance from the center line, and this one is offset from the center line, and that's what makes different heights for these. So think about what you can glue on these. You can glue rubber stamped images, you can glue all kinds of ephemera. If they're going to, ephemera, embellishments, if they're going to be thick though, this won't close, so you need to be thinking of something flat to put in there. I was thinking even a couple of tags would be really cute, as long as you measure and they're not sticking out below here when you close it. But very fun to do. I hope that helps you. Go ahead. I would advise you to watch the video one more time to get these measurements. I'm going to go back and write my measurements out in centimeters to help those that don't have the inch ruler. But remember, all you need to do is just measure your card, double the length, times the width, and then using a pencil, find the center, and then decide how far you want this out. I wanted mine 2.5 inches wide, so it's 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 3/4, 1 3/4. I hope that helps and that you enjoy that project. Look forward to seeing your results when you try this. Bye-bye for now.